How we getting on, folks? Look, at fairly decent day overall there today. Um, not necessarily filled with a lot of winners, but we did get a nice little 10-1 each way, just about with Fighting Fit holding on for fifth place, and Jazz away the each way next best at 12-1. That was a lovely, lovely land. As well as that, for those who were on the Patreon, we had a Patreon winner there today with Shaq and Boursois. Very, very nice winner. Overall, it was a very, very decent day. Um, just unlucky with the last two in the double, a jumping mistake, couple of jumping mistakes for you cannot be serious, and just I wouldn't say a bad run by Patrick Mullins, but it wasn't good enough on the day. Um with Harakiri, I think that horse just needs that little bit more time just to settle in himself and get to where he needs to be. Moving on to tomorrow, though, another great day racing. Lots to like about tomorrow's card. Some great value out there. There's only one, let's just say, odds on shot of the day, but realistically, it's going to be a very, very hard horse to stop. Um, First of all, though, we may as well kick things off in the 340. We're going to be going with an each way shout. Probably going to get stung a little bit now with this one, but I'll be going with Mount Leinster Gold each way at 6-1. I'm not really ashamed to say it either. He's at an each way price. If he gets into places, he's still going to return some bit of profit anyway. So I would much rather take the risk and get on board at 6-1 each way. Just to have the confidence there to know that something could go wrong. Obviously, Mount Leinster Gold is undefeated, and it remains to be seen what horse is going to really stop him. But looks to be, or her, should I say? She looks to be a very nice sort, and she looks to be a very, very talented mare for Colin Bowe and Jordan Gainford now tomorrow. It's a wide open contest. There's an awful lot you could make cases for in here, but like realistically, the most likely winner definitely does look to be Mount Leinster Gold. 4:15, then I will be going with the next best of the day with Henry de Bromhead and Rachel Blackmore. This one here, obviously, with Heather Rocco at 9-4. I can't understand how it's such a nice price. But it is, and we'll definitely take it on board. It's miles clear in the ratings. It's just shy of £9 better than Born Patriot, who was second favourite. Another £7 ahead of Feel Good Island. What is it? £14 ahead of Break Even. So realistically, look at it's definitely got lots to like about it. It's wins the last couple of times between heavy ground and good to yielding ground in a point to point. But it's hard to know really what sort of way this horse is going to appreciate tomorrow. Whether I know, look at the drying ground and all that for the last week has definitely I wouldn't say thrown a spanner in the works, but I think the horse would definitely be more suited to softer ground, but with the rain that we've got there today, I think it might have just softened it up a little bit to his favour, and he is the clear horse on ratings. Should definitely take plenty of stopping tomorrow. 4:50 then, and I'll be going with another each way shout in this one. Panda Boy, currently priced at 9-1 for Martin Brazel and Ricky Dial. This one here is definitely very interesting. Its only win came in maiden hurdle in Punchestown. So it definitely likes the track. Won by 4.5 lengths. When partnered with Ricky that particular day, it was on soft that day, so the rain definitely would help this lad now tomorrow. Not totally convinced with Blue Sari. I think he's sort of regressed since his, let's just say, a decent run. I'm not 100% sure on Decimation either. I think he's a bit of a horse that tends to find one too good. Marajam, not necessarily too confident in him either. He's getting on to be an older horse with very few runs. just going through. He's only had 2 runs and he's a 7-year-old. So like there's only so much time a horse can get. Um, but look, it's hard to know. Fighter Allen, obviously very interesting as well. Half brother, I think. It's a half brother to N Violin. Um, yeah, half brother 10 Violin is definitely very interesting there at 10-1. Um, nothing really else in there that's really catching my liking. Iberia, maybe. Um, look, at if it improves anymore, Iberia definitely does have an each way shout, but I wouldn't be going all in at 33-1. And Dragon's Pass is definitely like Dragon Pulse is more of a flat horse. And I know Dragon's Pass is a bit of an exception, but I just don't know. I'm not 100% convinced that he's going to be good enough to mix it with the likes of Blue Sari and Decimation here. But the one we will definitely be going with is Panda Boy, the course and distance winner. 5:20 then is going to be the patron pick of the day, so we're not going to be covering it. 5:55, the big race of the day, and this one will definitely hold the nap of the day, and it will be going to Kemboy at 7-2, partnered with Danny Mullins, and trained by the great Willie, obviously. It's definitely very, very interesting. This horse Kemboy won the last run of this. Obviously no run of it in 2020 due to COVID. But it was Ruby Walsh's last ride, that particular day. But I just want to go through the runs he had. Now he was on an absolute roll that time, and it was easy to see how he would get back. But the fact that he won the Irish Gold Cup, beating the likes of the Storyteller, Delta Work, Manella Indo, who ended up going on to win the actual Gold Cup ahead of Album Photo, who he faces here today. I'm just not totally convinced with Album Photo. I know he has been a horse of a lifetime. He's definitely been a great servant for Willie Mullins, and fair play to Willie. He found the right route for him to go about and go for these Gold Cups. But this year I wasn't totally convinced in him. I'm not totally convinced in him now. I think 6-4 is too short of a price. I don't think Clan des Obo either. For some reason or another, I'm just not drawn to him whatsoever. Probably because there's an awful lot of talk behind these English horses, and I don't want to sound like I'm being any way racist or anything like that, but there was an awful lot of talk about Nuba Negra coming up against Shaq and Poursois, that he was going to really take the bull by the horns and bring the Irish champion chase back to England with him, and look how that turned out. And I just feel like Kemboy around Punchestown, he's going to be a very, very hard horse to stop. He's going to set off in front. Album Photo is probably going to be left, I suppose, just centered there around mid-pack, maybe in or around the back. Just get a nice swing into it. He's probably going to be delivered late like he was that year in 2019, and the two of the Willie Mullins horses are going to go hammer and tongs up the Punchestown straight. But I'm not convinced, but I'm fairly certain that Kemboy at 7-2 is a much better price than Album Photo at 6-4, and therefore my nap of the day is definitely going with Kemboy. I think he is massively, massively overpriced. 6:30 then, and a battle of the ages again between Kilcrut and Sir Gerhard. I'm personally going to be siding with Sir Gerhard here, for the simple fact we've yet to see Sir Gerhard's limitations. We have seen him with Kilcrut, or Kilcrut, should I say? I have to get out of this Kilcrut stuff, but Kilcrut, we have seen his limitations. I think it's going to take an awful lot of beating with Sir Gerhard being in Punchestown. I think Punchestown is definitely going to suit him a little bit better than Kilcrut. And yeah, it should definitely be a great battle up the straight. Keep a close eye on Lake Winnipesaukee though. At 10-1, he's definitely well worth in each way. He's probably going to make the running with Sir Gerhard now tomorrow. He was miles clear in Leopardstown when he took the wrong course. I think he turned in with something like a 20 or 25 length advantage. But 10-1 looks to be a nice each way for him. I don't really think there's much in here that's going to really trouble it. Maybe O'Toole, another one that's unexposed, or we don't really see. We don't really know where his limitations lie. Ramilli's maybe a bit of it each way. Other than that, I don't really know. I think maybe Ramilli's each way 22-1 looks to be a nice bet. But other than that, I can't see Sir Gerhard or Kilcrut being out of the top two. I think just, I suppose, experience more so than anything else that Ramilli's might get the third spot, but definitely Lake Winnipesaukee is another one to be keeping an eye on for future reference as well. 7:00. It's a tricky race. I was trying to look down through the card to see was there anything that's at a bigger price standing out to me. Obviously, Snugsborough Hall is one that was very interesting. Was fourth behind Live Love Laugh last time out in Aintree. Who else is there that's really catching me eye? Chosen Mate, probably a 25-1. Probably needs to come down in a handicap now though, but I think he's definitely an interesting one. Jack Hackett at 33s. Again, another probably one that's probably worse treated, but Jack Hackett has always been very consistent and everything else like that. But realistically, it's all screaming Live Love Laugh for me. 7-1. He was just narrowly denied by Machuca in Leopardstown before heading to Aintree, where he absolutely hosed up. No horse could get close to him that day. He ran an absolute stormer. Pink Eyed Pedro, I put it up each way. Thought, I suppose, coming over, was it the last or the second last, he might have a chance, but realistically, Live Love Laugh had every single one of them hard at it. I think the way Punchestown is laid up, it's going to suit Live Love Laugh absolutely perfectly. He's going to set off in front and he's going to make it a very strong test. He's going to be very hard to stop. He's a course and distance winner, definitely likes it around the track, and yeah, he should take plenty of stopping. I think 7-1 is a great price. Finally, then 7:35, and this is the only odds-on shot of the day for me. But Grandji should not, and realistically won't be bet tomorrow. I cannot look past Grandji. I think she is just too strong in a finish, and she's just too strong overall. Pace angle, her ability just to kick clear in the closing stages is just second to none. And I just think, look, at Grandji is definitely, in my opinion, a better horse than the likes of Land. Nothing else really there to say about it. I think Grandji is going to be a very hard mare to beat, and she should take all the stopping. But look, I'm going to leave it there. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. Hopefully, you got on the back of the 12-1 winner there today. And for the Patreon subscribers as well, you were very happy with Shaq and Poursois. If you want to sign up to Patreon, I leave a link in the description below. But please be advised, if you are signing up, it is automatic payment on the first day of each month. So if you sign up now, you're automatically going to be charged again on the 1st of May. That's out of our control, but I'm just going to leave it up to you. My advice would be definitely to wait until the 1st of May to sign up, and then you have the whole month covered then as well. Basically what it is it helps the podcast, the weekly podcast with the Irish Racing Hour. We have different guests in every week from the Irish racing scene, between jockeys, trainers, owners. We even have a jockey coach coming in here now, but even stable staff and different things like that, we give them plenty of airtime as well, which they definitely deserve it more so than I wouldn't say more so than others, but you usually see the same olds on the racing medias, and just I suppose to give the likes of the stable staff and everything else a bit more appreciation, more so than anything else. We like to get them on for half an hour every week, and just basically give the racing fans a bit of I suppose insight as to what goes on behind the everyday life of a jockey or a stable hand or a trainer or different things like that. It's like I said, it's there to support us. There is €10 a month, but if you want any more, if you want any more questions answered, just hit me up in the messages or whatever way you want to get in contact with me. I leave it up to yourselves. But look, at best of luck tomorrow if you are going to be having a bet. Hopefully, we have another day like there today. 12-1 winner was definitely very, very nice. But look, at best of luck tomorrow if you are going to be having a bet. Make sure to bet responsibly and bet safe. And the very, very best of luck tomorrow.